Hello, people. We're back again for the latter half of the final episode of Family Man Season 2, Episode 9, The Final Act.
All good things must come to an end, right?
Yeah. So I broke this up in half because I wanted to, really, what do you call it? Indulge in this longer? What do you call it? Enjoy it longer? Relish in it. That's the word.
There we go.
I wanted to relish in this longer. And so, we're going to continue on. In case you're not familiar with my opening that I've said 9 times now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut down version of a reaction. It's a maximum of 5 minutes picture in picture. The reaction might extend a little bit beyond that, but we can only show you 5 minutes of the show because them's the rules. And if you're watching this on Patreon, you get to see the whole thing uncut, uninterrupted, but you will need your own Amazon Prime subscription so you can open up the show in a window adjacent to our own because we can't do picture in picture there, but it's like you're watching it with your 2 favorite pals from the internet. And exactly, I forgot to be cheesy. So with that, I'll give you guys a 3, 2, 1 countdown sync to make it way easier for you so that you can sync up the show with our reaction and whatnot. If you're watching this on Patreon already, thanks so much for supporting us here. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and give this an upvote. All right, here we go.
This plane को ढूंढने की पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
This is ridiculous. We can't find a plane.
These rebels are very smart.
तुम इन बचे कुचे rebels पर फोकस करो. ये लोग जहाँ भी छुपे हैं, you need to find them.
See, them too. With the writing and acting, it's just it's very cookie cutter for me personally. I'm so sorry. It's very cookie cutter for me.
I liked him better when he was messing up his tea.
Yes, when he had more humanity to him. No, but he's a good actor. I think they both are. It's just for some reason within the show, for that, their stuff in the show.
We got lucky.
Mm-hmm. Find that plane, Sri, and make sure it doesn't take off.
Plane नहीं हो गया, motorcycle हो गया. गायब कहाँ हो सकता है यार?
I know what they did to the plane.
What?
उन्होंने उसको dismantle किया है. मैं अभी एक senior Air Force officer से बात किया. He used to serve in Sri Lanka. The rebel Air Force was created by sourcing planes from some छोटा-मोटा African countries. वो planes को dismantle करके sea route से smuggle करके श्रीलंका लेके आते. Probably in the same way इन लोगों ने इस plane को dismantle करके किसी ट्रक या किसी और तरीके से transport किया होगा.
It's funny, man, because they mess up, but then they do brilliant things. And then they mess up, and then they do brilliant things.
Yeah, they're flawed bad guys.
Yeah. It's realistic, Not everything is gonna go according to plan.
I actually like that.
Yeah.
You don't see that too often.
She looked clean.
In case she gets caught.
Yep. They be driving the hell out them cars, boy.
Personal பார்த்தீங்களா?
He's alive.
Yeah.
No, sir.
சரியா பார்த்து சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Sir, it's a matter of national security, sir. I'm also a patriot, sir. I give my life to my country, sir.
ட்ரக்ல ரெண்டு பேர். இங்க.
He was like, oh, I remember her.
நான் நேத்து தான் சார் உங்களை
Get it,
sir. What happened, sir? I want to salute you, sir.
What a salute.
What, sir? You give your life to the country?
So with the truck.
Yes, sir.
I want to salute you.
5 किलोमीटर बाद हाईवे bifurcates into 3 forks. वो लोग किसी भी डायरेक्शन से जा सकते हैं.
Bifurcates, such a big word.
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me.
Well, it just means to split up. That's it.
Right.
Okay.
That big beautiful brain of yours, man. Let's see. Yo, they gonna call the old man one more time? No, you know how this goes. Come on, man. You know how this goes.
No, but I would have that same expression. Just come on, dude. Just.
Dr. Raji, उनका plane किसी वक्त take off होने वाला है, sir.
And they will need an airstrip.
नहीं श्रीकांत, rebels के pilots को airstrip की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है.
They can take off from any system route. That is long enough.
Home, எல்லாம் சரியா இருக்கு. ஆனா ஒரு டெஸ்ட் ஒன்னு பார்க்கணும்.
அதெல்லாம் பார்க்க இயலாது. ரிஸ்க் எடுத்து தான் ஆகணும்.
हम लोग किशा फार्म की तरफ जा रहे हैं. There is a possibility कि plane वहाँ है.
Send a backup team.
Madam, Sri Lankan president has arrived at the venue.
I'll give her this. She stand her ground.
Yeah.
She's like, I will not be swayed.
முடிஞ்ச அளவு நான் உன்னை கைட் பண்ணுவேன். 12 நிமிஷத்தால டார்கெட் வந்துடும். குறைஞ்சது 2 மணித்தியாலும் மீட்டிங் போகும். நீ கீழால பறந்து போகணும்.
மாவீரர்களுக்கு மரணமில்லை.
It's interesting that they usually say that right before someone dies. I guess the spirit or the, what do you call it? Their work lives on?
Yeah.
It's the idea. Better get that plane off the ground now if you want your mission to succeed.
Not now, but right now.
आराम से.
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice shot.
Right? I thought that.
Damn.
Nice. Earn that check, baby. Let's go. Yes, they are. And I'm here for it. Let's go.
Nice. Very nice. Very, very, very nice with the camera.
Get the car in the line.
Go ahead, girl. Oh!
श्री जयवंत काशीनाथ तलपड़े, श्री श्रीकांत तिवारी.
That's my guy right there.
आप अगर नहीं होते तो मैं जिंदा नहीं होती. कभी बस को काम आए तो जरूर बताइएगा.
जी सर, पीएम ने कहा है कि बताइए देश आपके लिए क्या कर सकता है. इंटरेस्ट फ्री होम लोन की बात
कितने का मिला?
1 लाख का रिवॉर्ड है.
And then she said, Mr. श्रीकांत तिवारी, मैं आपकी बहुत आभारी हूँ.
What is आभारी?
अंग्रेजी के साथ साथ हिंदी भी सीख ले बेटा. प्लीज फिनिश योर आइसक्रीम, फिर मैं आपको हिप्नोसिस दिखाऊंगा.
हिप्नोसिस ना अब काम नहीं करता. मैजिक ट्रिक ट्राई करूँ?
माफ कर दे बेटा. What's bothering you?
God, don't tell him.
मैं तुम्हें कुछ बताना चाहती हूँ.
What's going on here? Oh, wow. Oh, so this is indicating what's coming next, I guess. Yep. Oh man, all the conspiracy theories are rushing forth in my brain. Oh.
Ooh, look at that panther. That's a dope hat. I don't know what that means, but that imagery was powerful.
I just gotta verify something real quick. Okay, so India's map is unlike most other countries. You see this area right here is Bangladesh, and so India's map goes around like that. Nagaland's way over here in the northeast. Northeast has a high concentration of Indians that look very Chinese.
Okay.
And so if you were Chinese and you went to the northeast, it would be easily assumed that you're Northeast Indian. And so you could blend in easily, which is very scary.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's why there's this threat from China is what it looks like here at the end. So he's hiding out in Nagaland. That's frightening. That's a good setup for season 3. I don't know who the dude is on the other side, if it's China or if it's the Pakistani guy, if he's still gonna be in the mix at all, but he wasn't caught.
Was not caught.
So anyway, let's talk about this episode, this latter half of this episode. I felt like that oneer was much stronger than the other one.
Much stronger. I agree.
Again, it doesn't match up to the hospital, but it was quite strong.
Yeah. I think the hospital is one of those things we just have to. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It was that. It's not lightning in a bottle, but it was a brilliant scene, and I think I'm gonna have to just let it go.
Yeah.
And just enjoy the fruits that have been given to us. And this is a strong reminder.
Yeah.
This scene is that it's like, yo, this was really good.
Yeah.
It was very well done. There was no fat on a lot of those shots.
It stacked up nicely too.
Yes, man. It showed things from a point of view where you think you're the combatant. Then there's this really cool point of view that they did when they went out of the hut and was peering through the walls as if you're like a voyeur watching what's going on as well. And it gave it more of a dirtier kind of feel to it, and I loved that choice.
Yeah.
And then they just shake it up with him exploding out the side of like the hut. Like I'm talking about just that one segment of this one thing.
Yeah.
It just had a lot of different storytelling within the camera work itself. That is what I was really missing, and it delivered.
The coordination and the choreography of all the action and whatnot there was on point. It was pretty cool. It was very ambitious. It was very, very ambitious, especially for television. I mean, that's how I have to sort of categorize it. Keeping that in mind, I was actually quite impressed. There was some stuff on the runway that sort of lost me a little bit, and I wish that it stayed inside the truck, but that's a creative choice. You know, it's because I wanted to stay with Manoj in that truck, because as soon as the car went in, like the Raid 2, that transition of the camera handoff was amazing, because the way the whole thing was shot, it's very unsteady, but it makes you feel like you're part of it. And so it's not done just to make it shaky. It's done to make you feel like you're in the throes of this battle.
Yeah.
And I thought that was excellent. And the way it jumped back and forth between the villains and the heroes in this particular scenario was really strong.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff at the hut was probably my favorite. Like, there was a little bit of awkwardness in the beginning of the fight, and I chucked that up to, he just had a car accident. So he's a little bit shaken, but he still has this determination to fight this guy. And that was a lot more fight than we usually get with Manoj, which made me happy. It was satisfying to see that. And my favorite part was when he kicked him while he was down. I was like, that was great. And then when he goes back into the hut to get the gun, he shoots. Yeah. Yeah, there was like charming moments is what I guess I could call it. And like, you know, all the stuff on the runway was pretty interesting. And one of the good things they used was sound, because when the truck was away from the camera, you could still hear everything, all the dialogue going on, like turn the car around, as if you're still in the truck with them. I thought that was really clever. Yeah. So
I really enjoyed the fight scene with Shrikant Manoj for the clunkiness of it, because two things. One, like we keep wanting to make Shrikant like Jason Bourne, and he's not that. This is an older man, you know. And then the other guy that he's fighting, his other combatant, he's an old dude too that's kind of retired, that just recently came off of a fishing boat. Yeah. So, I mean, that clunkiness makes sense.
He also got hit by the car.
Yeah, and he got hit by a car as well.
So
you know, there's a moment where they kind of look tired. Yeah. You know, they're doing old man body shots. I loved all of that. I'm glad they didn't turn it into some grand super martial art kind of fight thing. That wouldn't have been appropriate.
Right. No, absolutely. I liked all that. And I love the moment at the truck stop where he's like, come up, I want to salute you. Slapping his...
Yes.
You're going to give me this info.
Yes. I am still a little torn on how Taraji's exit went, because I don't know. I think a part of me wanted a last hurrah or something, but she just gone, and that was that.
You know, that actually went exactly how I wanted it to go. I think that I wish Amazon put more money into this because I could feel the budgetary limitations of the show. It's like, we're going to give you this much. Okay. You make that work.
Right.
No more money. And I'm like, what? Why, Amazon? Why? Like,
it's like your best product. Right?
Yeah, like why would you do that? Because like if you just put in a little bit more money, the VFX artists would have a little bit more time to make that last scene work much better with the airplane and whatnot. Because I could start to feel the visual effects. I'm like, if you just gave it a little bit more time and money, it would have looked photoreal. I mean, we're that good. If we can put my face on top of Keanu Reeves with an app in a phone, then I feel like we can make that airplane thing work a little bit better. But that's pretty much how I wanted to go, because I was actually a little bit scared that she was just going to die in the middle of a gun battle.
Right.
I wanted her to get on the plane, it take off and explode in the air, and then it did it. Okay. I was happy about it.
There was a quick moment where I was like, man, maybe she gets away, and I was like, is this gonna be the cliffhanger? I wasn't sure, because like they took a lot of shots when she was already in the air and up in the road. Like they took at least another 10 more shots and nothing hit, and then it's just that one random, and then it just boomed.
It could have been a fuel line. Sometimes those things take time.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing was smoking, so it could be a lot of things. But the thing with the delay was so long, I was like, oh, she's Ghost.
That's what they wanted. That.
Yeah,
they wanted that. Like how else?
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's just kaboom. Yeah, I like that. The only thing I could have wanted more, maybe, if there was an opportunity for it, was a little bit of scuffle between her and Manoj. Like, she's only got one good arm, but I wanted to see her deadly with that one good arm. That would be some.
She would have beat the brakes off him.
Yeah.
You know what? One good arm.
Yeah. Like,
that ain't his wheelhouse, man.
because it is like Chekhov's gun. It's like, okay, you set up that she's deadly with her hands.
Yes.
I feel like that needed to come back just to like, I want to see her use that on like, even if she's got 5 guys against her, she's taken them all down. That's how bad she is. And then she gets on the plane. It's like, God damn it. Like, how do we stop this person? She's invincible. You know, like I wanted it to feel kind of like that, but what we got was still great.
Yes.
So
it was exceptionally good. I mean, I already enjoyed the series up to the point. There were some parts that with the overall tone that was just different, that took a moment to get adjusted to, but this was just a really good like dessert piece of like, we're gonna give you a good fat dose of that thing, of that first date, that first kiss of the project that we had, and we're just gonna give you that.
Do you know anything about how bullets work with hay, if it's like Kevlar?
No. I thought that too, but I just roll with it.
Well, do you know how Kevlar works?
It bends, right? It doesn't break. It's just a bunch of strands that bend.
From what I understand, with Kevlar, like you could stab someone who's got Kevlar, but the reason why the bullets don't work is because it slows down the rotation of the bullet. That's why it doesn't penetrate. And so I have no idea if hay acts in the same way, where it slows down the rotation of the bullet, because people are hiding behind hay. I'm like, what's that gonna do? That's like pieces of paper. Like,
have you ever seen a hay pile?
No.
Okay, now the edges are very mashable, you can move stuff around, but the center part of hay is crazy thick. I can believe that being believable.
Gotcha.
It's just the edges where I was like, that's not stopping a bullet. But if you're hiding behind a big pile of hay, I think you would be good.
Okay, that's good to know.
I think. Yeah.
Following that, we had the scene where they get the awards, and one of my favorite references, I don't know if you've seen the movie, Brooklyn's Finest.
Yeah.
There's this scene that I always love to reference where Richard Gere's retiring after 20 years in the police force, and you're expecting this big ceremony, but then they go, okay, sign here, drop your badge there, and Richard Gere's like, that's it? And the guy's like, that's it. And that was it. There was no ceremony. It's like, you peace out, bounce, you're done. 20 years, that's it. And it's like, it shows you just like how little gratitude is often shown to the people who are like fighting for our safety.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like, you got to give back your medal, you got to give back whatever. It's like the end of, what's that Ben Affleck movie? Argo.
Okay.
Where it's like, you're a hero, but you don't get to talk about that publicly. Like no one gets to know about this until it's declassified.
Right.
And it's not declassified. So now you just get to have this conversation with your wife, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
so they don't get the money until after they retire as well, is what I'm assuming.
I have no idea, but I love that moment where he goes, "You think I can get an interest-free loan?" Like, way to bring it back. You know, what they did nicely here was they weaved in the family and they weaved in the humor all the way to the end of the show.
Yes.
Which is something I felt like I was missing in season 1. And so that was cool. Like, I feel like season 1 and season 2 each have their things that I like more about them, is the easiest way to put it. Like, there's some things that are cooler in season 1, there's some things cooler in season 2, but the most important thing that I think this triumphs over season 1 is that we had Manoj Bajpayee all the way to the end.
Yes.
He's the one that blew up the plane. That was important, you know?
I agree with
so that was, for me, that was a victory.
I think when I think about these two series, I just think they're two totally different planets. And if you vacation on this planet, this is the sunset you're gonna get, there you're gonna breathe. This is just its own embodiment. And then this is just a different planet. They're both good projects.
Yeah.
Both of them really good, but they're different in the way that they feel, and they're different in the way how they go about storytelling.
This shot right here, I was curious about your feelings about it at 55 minutes, where you see Manoj in that open doorway.
Right.
So there's a clarity there,
right?
Where she's behind the.
I didn't pick that up.
What do you call it? It's like she's in jail.
Yeah, and then there's no clarity. What you said.
Yeah.
And the spotlight is kind of on her with those 3 lights that are kind of like hanging above her.
And so I was wondering, like, that's got to be for a reason, right?
That's got to be a choice. You don't see. You have to set that up.
Yeah.
There's no lazy shots. That was set up on purpose.
Yeah.
And you got the white. You got the white curtain, translucent. He's happy.
Yeah.
And yet she's still watching him and still covered up. That's a good find. I didn't let my mind relax enough to see that, man.
Yeah.
Good
and
catch.
it's like, and of course his victory is so short-lived. It's like he just won. And now you're gonna take him down emotionally.
That's selfish to me.
With the truth.
Yeah.
It's like, let him be, let him have his moment. But it's real.
Yeah, it is. But see, in the wife, she annoys the hell out of me. She does. She bothers me, in a good way.
Yeah.
In a storytelling way, she bothers me because it's like, why can't you just let this man be? Let this man breathe. Let this man bask in this victory. Do you know what he just did?
Yeah.
Nobody will care about your bullshit right now.
Yeah.
But no, she's gonna be like, nah, I gotta talk to you about this.
I feel like this is where, like, people need to understand it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Because I feel like entertainment often introduces ideas into our head that we then take for truth. And it's like, no, that's entertainment. Stop thinking that is real life. It's art, okay? It's different. Because then people in real life are like, oh, I should tell the truth. It's like, yeah, you want to think about that.
Well, there's just a cost for it. That's the thing, is like, people have this idea of like, well, I'm just going to tell this truth and just skip into the sunset without any repercussions.
Yeah.
The truth may set you free, but there's a cost for that freedom.
Yeah.
And are you willing to take the cost?
Yeah, I remember Bill Burr's wife, Nia, talked about this with him on a podcast where it's like, you're telling the truth for you. It's not for that person. Because you got a guilty conscience. You're trying to relieve that and impose them with this bullshit that then they got to wrestle with. Don't do that. Why are you doing that? And so, I'm at odds with her because of her doing this. Because he already knows what she's about to say. Yeah. Like, you see in his eyes, he's like, fuck. Yeah. Like, I was having a good day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm guessing that... and then add on top of the fact that you got the pandemic and the separation that's probably going to be apparent with things being amped up when you're living with somebody. I'm guessing season 3 is the divorce. It's still going to be Family Man because now you're going to have to live vicariously through the scheduled pickups to see your kids and all that other stuff. I think that's the next way that you ramp it up because you already know they're going to ramp up his job. It's going to be some crazy security risk that's dealing with COVID or whatever it is that China's got going on. We don't doubt that.
Yeah.
You have to ramp that up. But when you ramp up the family part,
right?
I think the next logical step is they're getting divorced.
This is tapping into my conspiracy theory mind because I got to be careful what I say. When everything went down with the virus that hit the world, my first thought was like, is this a misdirect of some kind? Is this a red herring so that other things can be accessed or done? Because 2 things happened. I'm not well read on this matter, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, please. Like, I'm just some dude.
It's for the sake of conversation.
Yeah, so for the sake of conversation. But my understanding is that Chinese people started buying up our stocks as soon as it went down hard. They started investing in our shit, and it's like, Oh, look at that. You're already buying up all our real estate, and now you're going to buy up our stocks as well. You're trying to own everything. Every time you watch a movie these days, there's like some kind of Chinese lettering in the opening credits, because you're like, they're funding our movies too. They're owning everything, and it's really frightening. So not only are they these mass exporters, they're owning all our shit on the Western front. So there's that. And then at the same time, Russians hacked us. And I'm like, something's going on that we're not privy to.
Because this big grand distraction happening.
As soon as we went into lockdown of March 2020, the Russians hacked us. For 9 months. The highest levels of government, we were getting hacked. So I'm like, oh, God damn it. Like, it's making me mad all over again. You know, because I'm seeing that. I'm like, Jesus, this feels too real. Like, it would be just like China to take advantage of a moment like that.
Well, I mean,
you know?
It's first off, that makes for a very interesting story and interesting conversation. And the fact that bothers you in a sense enough to, when you do watch this new rendition of what the Family Man is going to be regarding China's influence with COVID or using distractions or whatever it is, it's only going to get you more amped up and get you and make the people that are watching it more emotionally invested. So with that being said, I think that's a very good, strong move. You know, people are still, I mean, unfortunately, India is still terribly being hit with COVID, so it's going to hit home in a way that somebody flying a plane full of C4 to kill the PM is not going to register with. That's a different emotional connection. You see what I'm saying? But that's a dangerous emotional connection too, depending on where the storyline goes.
I think it's wise. I mean, for me, the Family Man is kind of like the new 24 because we're not really seeing that too much anymore, as far as I can tell. Like, because of woke culture and all that stuff, it's harder to do a show like 24 where you're making certain ethnicities the bad guy. It's like, okay, but when 24 did that, they were trying to tap into stuff that could conceivably happen. And so this show is doing that, as far as I can tell. It's tapping into things that could conceivably happen. So I don't mind that, but I understand like why there's resistance these days to tell stories like that in the States, but I'm glad we're getting it somewhere.
Well, I mean, the whole thing about storytelling is the central focus of all art is to evoke emotion. All right, and if that is what's going to evoke emotion, it's going to make people pay attention, and then who knows what the messaging can be as you're partaking of the storytelling. So it's going to be interesting. This directing and writing team, you know, I just want to give you a hand. You did another very good job. I had an expectation you went a different way, and I'm still satisfied. And that's even more surprising to if I'm going to be honest. And I can only imagine what you're going to do for the third one, man. All bets are off when it comes to you all. Amazon should be thanking their lucky stars that they got you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very, very happy with this, and I'm looking forward to season 3. So, y'all, thanks so much for hanging out with us, and thanks if you watched every single episode along with us, whether you're on Patreon or YouTube. Thank you, and thanks Raj and DK for making another excellent season of Family Man. Looking forward to season 3, like I said. So subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, all notifications. Please check out Syntell on his YouTube page, youtube.com/Syntell. He's also on Instagram @Syntell, and check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, and interviews. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
It's your boy.
Peace out.